This situation keeps getting crazier with the Phoenix Suns as not only do we see more reports and rumors coming out about the trade front revolving around this Phoenix Suns team, but it becomes more clear and more evident that a move involving Kevin Durant most likely will be happening this off season. And we're going to be breaking down and looking at the repercussions of all of that and discussing what actually could happen with all of that news. All of that and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love and support on the channel, which has been super, super appreciative. We really do appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving us. So let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section on what you guys think about all this recent news and discussing this Phoenix Suns team, as it truly has been a whirlwind of news this entire season. But without further ado, let's dive in and let's get ready to dissect this news. Make sure to grab a snack. And I am shocked. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is just repeat after repeat after repeat of jargon that we have been hearing since the trade deadline. We have heard, oh, they're going to trade for Jimmy Butler. Oh, they're going to trade Kevin Durant. Oh, Kevin Durant's most likely gone. Oh, this and that, and more and more and more and more. And it's just not fun. It's not fun as a Phoenix Suns fan as we sit with the hardest schedule remaining with a little over a month and a half left in the NBA season. We are 4.5 games out from the play-in at this very moment, and the Phoenix Suns are closer to the 12th seed than they are into the 10th seed. So it's not really looking great for Phoenix Suns fans. And added on top of this, Shams Charania let us know that on ESPN Countdown that the Kevin Durant and the Suns, what's at stake, basically saying that if the Suns don't make the playoffs, if they don't show any winningness this season, that Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns will part ways and they will be done this season. And as we can see with this Suns roster, like I mentioned, looking at the standings, they are currently 11th in the Western Conference, currently at 28 and 33, 5 games under 500, where they currently sit 4 games behind an injured Dallas Mavericks team to make the play-in. And that is just the play-in, that is not the playoffs. The Suns would have to win both games sitting in the spot at where the Dallas Mavericks are to even make the playoffs. So not only the Suns would have to win 4 games with the toughest strength of schedule, but then making the play-in would have to win 2 games in the play-in to make the playoffs, and then would have to put on a marvelous show in the playoffs to even ensure that Kevin Durant would want to stay. Lot of askingness that is most likely not going to happen to fulfill for what this star needs in Kevin Durant. And if we look at Kevin Durant's contract for these last couple of seasons, we know that he's on an expiring deal, and that's why Kevin Durant has become so appetizing around the NBA. Is after this season, he's an expiring deal, so he is on the verge of an extension, and the Suns tried to get that extension done with Durant this offseason, but with the failure to ensure Kevin Durant that they had a readiness of willing roster or one that can compete, Durant signaled that he did not want to sign the extension and wait to see what other moves this Phoenix Suns team could do, because Durant knew that with Beal, Booker, and himself, that this team was not built to win a championship with the roster that they have around them. There's not enough defenders. There's not enough athletic big. There's no rim running potential in any way for this team to just have any interior presence. It is legitimately Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Go out there, hoop, go try to score 150 points, and we won't play any defense. Go out, try to just absolutely put the ball in the basket. And if we fail to put up 150 points, well, guess what? We lost the game. That's what we're at with Phoenix Suns fans, and it's absolutely ridiculous. This is the type of basketball that we have to watch. I saw a tweet earlier yesterday, which I completely resonated with, the fact that us as Phoenix Suns fans are going to have to watch Kevin Durant miss the playoffs since the first time since 2009, when him and Devin Booker should not be in the playoffs, but even in, the second, third round of the playoffs with how talented they are as superstars. It's absolutely ridiculous to see. And for Phoenix Suns fans that had this dream since, making the finals in 2021, where they traded for Kevin Durant, where they traded away those twins, where Matt Ishbia promised this organization that we would be in a win-now contention mode, competing, hoping, pushing for more championships to not only make the finals, but win the first championship for Phoenix. And all of that has seemingly gotten sucked out of the vacuum and spit right back out, as clearly those dreams have completely vanished this year and look like they could completely vanish for the next couple of seasons as the Suns ultimately look to retool and reset around this team. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, how you guys ultimately feel about this, as obviously this news has been running very rampant around the Phoenix Suns organization these last couple of weeks post trade deadline. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think the Suns should still keep Kevin Durant. I still think they should work to repair that relationship. I think they should fire the head coach, fire the front office, move off of Bradley Beal when they enter the first apron, and still look to build around Booker and Durant one last time. Get Durant to sign that extension. You get him locked up long term. You run it this season, even if you have to run for the first half, and if after the first half it all else fails, you then ultimately move off of Durant at the trade deadline once again, like you tried to do this season. But I do think that you try to give it one last go with these two because Devin and Kevin have proved to not only like working together and wanting to stay in Phoenix, but have proven to succeed when it's just them two out on the court with other players are built around them to succeed. Like I mentioned, adding some more defenders, adding an athletic rebounding wing or center would be absolutely huge for this team to pair alongside of these guys. Having another defensive playmaking secondary point guard alongside Devin Booker would be key. And those are things that this Suns team very lacks this season. So I ultimately think that they could rebuild, could find a way. But let me know your thoughts. And it's kind of funny to me at this point that we have to have these conversations, that we have to have these discussions, that we have to break all this down because, like I mentioned, it's just the repeated same stuff. We all know that Kevin Durant is frustrated with Phoenix. We clearly see this after every single game Phoenix loses day in and day out. Clearly after this last game that they just played where they absolutely get embarrassed versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and with Anthony Edwards going off for 44 points and them dancing on front of their home court. Kevin Durant clearly mentions that they just don't have enough size. They don't play with enough heart. They don't have enough defenders to kind of match up against these guys. And it's true, though. The roster construction, everything about this team, the rotations is at fault. And the players ultimately have to try to give their best effort. But when you're playing with people that don't fit your scheme, why are you going to give your best effort? We've all been on teams where we've had to play with this before, and it's just not fun, just not great. And specifically for players like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, top tier players in the league, or ones that view themselves as top tier players in the league as well. It's incredibly disrespectful to have them not have a team built around them or not even try to put a team around them. It was clear that it was Butler or bust for this Phoenix Suns team, and once that happened, everything went out the window. For Durant, the other teams that I see being interested in him, obviously there's going to be rumored every team to be interested in Kevin Durant. I expect the Rockets to be interested, the Timberwolves to be interested, the Grizzlies to be interested, the Thunder to be interested, the Heat to be interested, amongst many, many other names. But once again, that all won't matter until we get to the end of the season because that's when Kevin Durant can get traded. Kevin Durant can't get traded now. The trade deadline has passed, so it's not like the Suns are making any more moves or doing anything crazy. So all this news and all this debate and all this kind of speculation can wait to the end of the season. Let the Suns finish out the rest of their year. Let them try to do what they can do best with Booker, Durant, Beal, Bull, Nick Richards, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, whoever is going to be playing. And ultimately, let's see how the Phoenix Suns finish and put on a display of basketball for the rest of the month and a half before we start diving in and speculating on where these players can ultimately end up. Like I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know how you guys ultimately feel about this Kevin Durant news, the Phoenix Suns as a whole, and this 2025 NBA basketball season down below in the comment section. Like I said, we upload daily Suns content, so if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything revolving around this team, this is the place for you to get all your updates on news, on post games, on weekly live streams, breakdowns, looking at players in depth. We cover it here on Suns Digest, so this is the central spot for you. Catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and peace out. Go Phoenix Suns.